Whether you're new to pool and practicing the basics, or a more experienced player performing drills to improve your shot making and positional play, the Drill Partner is perfect.
Well, Panozzo, we made it, I think.
You did.
Yeah. I think fingers crossed. We'll see how the test drive goes, man. How are you, Mike?
Good.
Live from the Rio, buddy. When are you getting your ass out here?
Next Tuesday. Yeah, I don't do those
Tuesday.
3-week stints like you do. 4 weeks. That's crazy.
I would say I'm too old for that shit, but clearly I'm not if I'm doing this for another year in a row. So, although I do feel it in my old age, and it's barely the second day, so we'll see how it goes throughout the next, I don't know, 5 months. It feels like I'm going to be here, so we'll see.
You'll be a zombie by the end of this event.
It is, yeah. But it's all right. I'll take Uncle Mike's taken me out to dinner a few times, so we'll be all right whenever you get in town, buddy. So, live from the Rio, big shout out to all of our sponsors helping make this trip happen. Lucasi Professional, Mint Billiards Brunswick, amongst others, Q and Case. As the raffle girl is walking by, there's hundreds upon hundreds of pool players in the room, Mike. It's a good vibe, man. It's positive this time.
It's always a good, there's always a lot of activity there. And how's the arena any different looking than it's been? Set up any different than it's been?
No, it's about the same. I haven't been able to follow a whole lot on the pro side just yet, Mike. I'm waiting for it to kind of like thicken up as far as the quality of the field, and we'll kind of get to that here in a minute. But no, the layout's the same. I'll be honest with you. Like a year ago on the like pro events, it seemed like there was a lot of cost cutting, Mike. If I can say that, and so this year it kind of seems like it's a pretty good standard, Mike. I'll be honest with you. So
better than last year.
Yeah, for sure. It is better than last year. The atmosphere is different. The vibe is different. A lot more vendors here, which is great. It's probably the best event of the year, Mike, if I'm being honest with you. I really enjoy coming out to the Rio. Like, it's long, but part of the reason why I'm bringing Madeline out here is that it's family friendly. You kind of get away from the casino vibe, but yet you still have it there.
Right.
You got pros, you got amateurs, you got vendors. Like, it's the who's who of companies that are here as well.
Right.
New cues to try out. It's all kinds of fun stuff, man. So like if you're a pool degenerate like I am, I mean, you can't help but want to hang out.
Yeah, it's a smorgasbord for sure. It's kind of like it's a little like not really Super Billiard Expo, but they have a lot of the vendors there. They have a pro event, they have an amateur, but it's just skewed a little bit differently. This is more player atmosphere, more pro atmosphere, and a little less on the booths and the foot traffic.
I mean, they've expanded more, Mike, when it comes to the booths.
They've got a lot of booths there, but it's just not set up like a trade show like Super Billiard Expo.
No, yeah, it's spread out, and there's like I've been here for a few years now, but like, man, the first 2 years there was stuff I didn't even know about, until I started walking around. So in other words, like you can go a full day without even going into a whole other section of the venue, and there's like they got 2 TV tables. All the pros are streaming their matches. Like I said, amateur events are going on right now alongside it. They got minis running like 24 hours a day. I don't even know like how or why or what. And so
is the second TV table down the hall again in another ballroom?
Yeah, I hadn't even been over there, Mike, and I've been here for 3 days already. So I was gonna go sweat Lazaro's match against Tony last night, and I know it came down to the case set, but I hadn't even been over there yet. But like I said, I'm waiting for as the men's event kind of thickens up and then the other events start, the quality of each round will be better, if that makes sense. Because right now in the open event, it's a little dead money. You know what I mean? So
what are they playing? What are they playing to get to single elimination?
Let me ask my buddy Panozzo. He knows all the important stuff about pool. Hold on, let me call. I have no idea, Mike. I mean, I don't know. What's the usual format? Do they play down to like 16 and then single from there, or it's not matchroom style? So
no. I think it's 16 single. But yeah, it's good, be good. And then I imagine this year they're doing like they did last year and go up to 5 sets, which will make for some long matches, some good drama. That was a lot of fun. There were some great matches last year. When you play 5 sets, it's It's a grind.
Yeah, it is. I mean, I know they're trying to like find a balance between how they originated the event versus catering to the players, because them wanting to get in more games for their money and things like that. And so, yeah, I feel like it's getting there. I don't know if they've quite settled on it yet, but it's you got you. It's tough because like if these top players were there at like a regular open event, all things open. Um, it would be pretty solid from the beginning. Like I said, right now it's a little still kind of some matches like some players I want to watch because I haven't seen them in a while, like Josh and guys like that. Daniel Maciel, players that I haven't been able to see in person in quite some time, but um, like the quality from the beginning is just a little subpar. But I'm excited to see how it turns out, though. We'll see.
Yeah, yeah. So you posted something this morning about big news. Right? Were you getting some sleeves for some of your shirts or what?
You got jokes already, man. You sound like my buddy Nick Barron from Brunswick. I can't quite say just yet, Mike. There is some news kind of brewing. There's some things that are cooking. I would say just keep your eyes peeled to social media for the next few days, is what I'll say. So,
My
um,
man kind of like hinting at the same thing, which we've kind of, we've talked in recent times about discussions between Matchroom and WPA about
yeah.
trying
What
to
have
get.
you heard, Mike? Because Uncle Mike can get away with a lot more than I can.
No, 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 no. It's I've written about it. And it's not a big secret. But we know with the European Open coming up and events starting to roll in,
Yeah.
that it's starting to be important now to see if we can get something put together, at a good time of year to really,
Right.
spring the rest of the year into more fun. So,
Right.
hopefully there's some good news coming down the pike,
I hope
and
so.
we'll see what happens. But it's fun to be encouraged for a change.
Last year there was just like a cloud hanging around the event, Mike, and it was like
Right.
the entire time. It was just a really weird vibe that I hadn't experienced before, and I tell you, like you can even feel it now, in a positive way. And so, yeah, I'm excited to see what happens. I don't want to get too far ahead of myself or get my hopes up, but I'm
Yeah.
optimistic. And you know what, like we talked about this before, when all the players get together, given all the money that's going on in pool right now, there could be some solid events, man, and that's all we want to see back.
Yeah. Yeah. Really. Yeah. Really.
So
So that would be encouraging. So you haven't watched any matches there? Any full matches?
I haven't, Mike. I know I can tell you, like, I haven't heard any complaints as far as the tables or the conditions or things like that. Players seem to be like they've gotten that up to speed over the last few years. But no, I mean, I just haven't yet. I've been kind of just bouncing around, sweating all the vendors and checking everybody out. And I mean, it's people we only get to see, but a couple times a year, and so it's more
Oh,
just catching up for now. But there's a lot going on here, Mike.
your buddy Josh is there. What do you guys have breakfast yet?
Dude, I ain't even seen him yet, Mike. I was gonna go sweat his match, and then Mr. Penoza was supposed to be on about an hour ago. And speaking of bad internet, weren't able to get on until now. But no, listen, I don't know. I know I've had some pretty strong opinions about him, so I'm not expecting a whole lot.
Yeah.
Personally, I like Josh, and I have, we've gotten along very well. But on this side of things, it's a little different, just given how everything kind of went down. So kind of the same way. I don't want to get my hopes up, but I'd like to be able to talk to him and get some honest reactions from him. And I don't know how, like, I don't know. I don't know what to expect, Mike, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Well, it'd be interesting to talk to some of the players there about, you know, their expectations for the year, who's going to the
Yeah.
European Open, who's not. I mean, you kind of look at that field and you say, okay, these are the players who aren't going to the European Open, right?
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like this is where we get into these two completely different camps of players, which is what we're hoping gets rectified soon.
Yeah, because I just know. I mean, listen, I've seen Chang Jun Lin here. I've seen Mu Kun Lin. I've seen
Yeah,
Josh Maciel. A lot of Wojciech. I'm talking about world champions, Mike. And
yeah,
so, I want I can see Iceman playing there on the side table just in my view here, but it's like I want to see them in those first opening rounds against the other side, and so
yeah,
you know it's I miss the old days. I'll put it like that, Mike. And so,
The old days were like a year and a half ago.
has it been that long? Has it been that long already? So, yeah, but it's like there's both sides. Even when it comes to players, have kind of been quiet, and so if things were to turn out the way that we're hoping for, I'm excited to talk to some guys and get some honest opinions. Um, before it seemed like guys weren't able or weren't wanting to speak up as much because maybe they were afraid of this or that or the other. So I'm hoping that from a like vocal standpoint that they'll be more open and willing to kind of go on the record when it comes to stuff. So
they have, but the more you've talked to players over the past year, the more open they are about it. I think because
yeah,
for a while they just kind of got worn down by
yeah,
what they're hoping happens, having to make decisions, having
right,
to do that, and so at a certain point they're just like, what the hell, shit, I'll talk about it. The irony of this week, is that last year, this week was when last year's deadline
right,
was, and we got the 11th hour reprieve from stay of execution from the governor that where the WPA basically blanket said, we'll accept all these tournaments this
right.
year. So it's interesting that a year later, there's reason for hope that maybe they're coming to some agreements. So
It's enough already. It's enough. Like both of them got their point across, and Poole is not in a place where you can fade losing half a roster to get views, and everyone needs numbers when it comes to the amount of eyes on the product. And so um, get your shit together and let's get a deal done. Let's get big open fields back on it. And I'm excited. Like I want to see the best players facing off, and I want to see them go from one side of the globe to another, and just see how I want to see these guys. Like I said, a Daniel Maciel, and see how he fares back in a matchroom stage, and so amongst others. So we'll see how it goes, Mike. I'm patiently optimistic. So
yeah, good. What have you seen any players walk around? Have you talked to any players since you've been there?
I saw Dennis whenever he first got here. I haven't really interviewed anybody, Mike. There's a lot of things that like I want to do that's on the radar. Did I lose you?
No, I'm here.
No. There's a lot of guys that I have a lot of questions for that I want to kind of talk to. I'm getting a phone call here, Mike. I don't know what the hell's going on. Hang on one second, Panozo.
Rookie move.
I'm on airplane mode. What's going on here?
How can you be getting a phone call on airplane mode?
I have no idea. Anyway, in case the internet dies out, Mike, you're in charge of manning the ship. Okay, so just so you know,
Nobody wants. Trust me. Tell me about your match.
They
with
want
Savannah.
the Hall of Famer, Mike. Well, let me tell you, Mike, I ain't played pool in 5 months. Okay, I ain't played pool in 5 months, and my first two matches, which I got on video, and we'll post them a little later. One of them was against Colby from Salado, and I think we were playing a race to 3, and I scratched on an 8-ball and a 9-ball, playing 10-ball. So I was already about ready to jump off the bridge. Then my next match, I lose again, Hill. And then Savannah rolls up, and it's so crazy because she's been going from Arizona to Vegas playing the Swanee, then out here, and she's still like, she's 15 years old, fresh as can be, ton of energy. And, here I am after a road trip that she made as well. And I'm just worn out. And anyway, it was great seeing her, great catching up. She's like, the Eastons are awesome, as you know. But yeah, I finally got one. I think the last time we played one pocket, I think I might have made one ball. And we played one pocket on the bar table, and I got her, Mike. So I think I'm gonna retire now. Maybe play Collins one more time, and then I'll retire. So
how's her one pocket game? She got any moves?
She's gotten a lot better over the years. I mean, like, listen, I hate to like prematurely crown players, and especially like young players, because then you kind of put a lot of pressure on her. But that girl's got a lot of promise, and she's been one of the few juniors that like she hasn't been afraid to step into the big arenas to play against the best players in the world, time in, time out. She's constantly on a stream, whether it's hers or on the TV table of whatever platform that she's on, Mike. And
Right.
so I expect big things from her in that junior event. I expect big things from her in any women event that she plays in. The future's bright, and I can't wait to like formally catch up with her and talk with her and see what the year's going to look like with her.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely.
But I got her. I got her. Yeah, I got her in the one. 15 years old or not, Mike. You know,
Yeah, you take the wins you can get.
that's it. That's it, man. Yeah. So, lots of other events coming up, Mike. The One Pocket, the women's event's going to be starting pretty soon. They got a lot of. I like the way that Predators kind of pivoted when it comes to like. I know we talked about, oh, they're not doing as many events here in the U.S. Like, there really is no Pro Billiard Series anymore as far as the U.S. Right, because they've kind of
Right.
they've the amount of events they used to do a couple of years ago versus now has completely changed. But I tell you what, like their open-mindedness and ability to kind of come up with these fun little invitational tournaments that are different, like the mixed doubles, like the One Pocket Invitational, the Banks that's going to be here. I'm excited to see it, Mike. I'll be honest with you. And so I want to see players do like different things. And so it's an
Well, you
interesting
like
vibe.
those.
And
You like those marquee matchups. I mean, that's why you skip the
yeah,
first couple of rounds, wait for the marquee matchups. Well, they're just dropping them right on the table for you, right? They got, you know,
what
uh,
Josh versus Shane, Mike in One
yeah,
Pocket. I mean, you can't beat that. We
no,
I've been wanting to see that matchup for a long time, and I don't care what discipline it is. Okay, 9 ball, 10 ball, One Pocket, even Banks. I could watch them playing all around and just thoroughly enjoy it, you know. And so to get them under the same roof, especially given the climate and the WPA matchroom side of it and all these things, it's like to see them playing One Pocket. I'm pumped, man. I'll be honest.
so can you tell us that you'll be interviewing the winner?
Hmm. If the winner's American, I'll be interviewing them. You can count on that. So, no, actually, I don't even know when Shane's getting here, but I'll talk to him for a little bit. I'm sure.
He's just blowing in and blowing out for that one match, right?
No. I think he's doing some booth stuff with QTech, so he'll be hanging
Uh,
out for a few days. Yeah,
but I
yeah.
mean, as far as playing goes, that's the only thing he's playing there.
That's it. Yeah. Well, because everything's still sanctioned right now, Mike. So they're kind of still handcuffed, which is why, listen, even given the way things are, that's why I think it's even um, like even better on Predator side to kind of say, you know what, let's create these invitational tournaments and give the fans what they want to see, you know, because the fans want to see Filler versus Shane in One Pocket. And so for them to
Well,
kind of,
I think what you're seeing with Predator too is that, listen, you get a little hamstrung, and this is not an anti WPA thing or an anti
yeah,
Predator thing, but a couple of years ago they were doing the World Mixed Teams Championship, right?
yeah,
Uh, and then you get into the whole WPA issue of different federations picking and choosing who's going to play and yada yada. And so they've pivoted from that and they're doing something that's more like that they can create and control on their own, right? Which is mixed doubles, and it doesn't have to be going through federations. The prize money's not there, things like that. So I mean, I think these are smart. I think these are smart moves to give us that kind of mixed doubles thing without it being a big world championship, which allows them to exercise a little more control over it.
look, one of my favorite events of the year, Mike, is the World Cup of Pool, and it's because
Right.
it's different than anything else that we get to see. And
Right.
so, you know, having these mixed doubles, having these, you know, One Pocket Invitationals, the Banks, I'm a little on the fence about, to be honest with you, but I just
Yeah.
like that the olive branch has kind of been extended with some of these guys, you know, because they know, and for me, this further proves where the value is for all these companies when it comes to streaming. It's the content, Mike. And so they want to get the best matchups. And, you know, this is a way to kind of
Yeah.
do it in a condensed way. You can dangle the carrot as far as like 10 grand for the winner and things like that. And so, um, you know, I think it's money better spent, but then again, I'm not in their position. So I don't want to speak too much on that, but I think it's great that they're able to kind of do that for the players and for the fans, more importantly, Mike.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that's great.
So, what's it been like from the house, Mike? Have you been sweating any of the matches at all?
I did. I watched a little bit of Josh's match. I watched a little bit of Joey Tate and Marco Tucher. Saw a little bit of Chris Reinhold against Max. He was up 3-0 in the first set, and I think that was pretty much the last time he shot. You there?
I keep on getting FaceTimes from somebody, Mike. I don't know who the hell's calling me right now. So, can you hear
Wow.
me?
Yeah, I
Can
can
you hear
hear
me,
you
Mike?
fine. Yep.
Someone's calling me. I don't know who the hell's calling me. Anyway,
Oh,
we'll make today a little short, Mike, if that's all right. And then
yeah.
I'd like to, if we can, do maybe another show tomorrow. And then, like I said, you guys are going to want to keep your eyes on the social media, all the live streams. I think there's some good things coming on the horizon, Mike. And so,
Yeah.
anyhow, I'm gonna get out of here. I'm gonna go sweat some pool here, Mike. Big shout out to all of our sponsors, like I mentioned before. And Panozo, are you gonna be able to be on time tomorrow, or do I gotta, get a hold of the wife or something
Yeah.
to get you
Right.
in line?
Well, no, see, I was having computer issues and it was bogging down. And I realized that all my apps were, you know, going away on me or grinding to a halt because I hadn't updated the OS yet recently. And so that takes, hours to do that. And so it just really shut everything down today. But
Well,
I should
we're
be
gonna be
on
doing
tomorrow.
we're gonna be doing shows to start the day, shows to end the day. Hopefully, get some players in here as well. Little short form content with some of these guys as well. Players playing pool, all kinds of stuff. So we'll see all you guys real soon. Thanks for hanging out with us this afternoon. And Panozo, keep your phone on. All right, buddy.